Great news, Gundam fans. You know all those old Gundam games that you loved from your childhood that it feels like we just haven't got anything like in a while? Well, we're getting a remaster. Not quite something new, but remasters are really good. There are a ton of good Gundam games from the 2000s, early 2010s era that were just super duper fun, and some of them never got localized, they never came to the West, some of them were really niche and hard to find. But finally, we've got one of them remastered, and the remaster that just came out is Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Battle Destiny Remastered. So, I must admit, Gundam Seed is a huge blind spot for me in my Gundam viewing experience. I have put off watching it for so long, but if there's one thing I can't deny, it's that there are a ton of really, really cool suits in this entire franchise, and I am super excited to play. So thanks to Bandai Namco, I was able to get a key for this game and hopped in to play it for a little while, and I can say pretty much only good things about it. So let's start off with the super basics here. First of all, what kind of a game is it? Well, it's a Gundam battle game, which is a franchise of video games of which this is the 5th entry, according to Wikipedia. I had to read that off Wikipedia. I wasn't super familiar with this game at all. As for why they remastered this one, well, Seed is incredibly popular, especially with the kits and stuff. There was a movie that came out somewhat recently, and even in the newest gacha game, which I've been enjoying a lot, G-Gen Eternal, the newest event, the newest big event at least, was a whole Gundam Seed thing. So having a remaster of a Gundam Seed game I think does make a lot of sense here, and when people want to pilot big cool suits and a large variety of them, I think Gundam Seed is a great choice for that. The game itself is a Gundam action game, a robot mech fighting action game. It's not like something like your Armored Core 4 Answers where things are super duper high speed, at least not in the early game. I guess that could change the further I progress. This game is a very tight, short boost focused kind of a game. You've got lock-on that needs predictive aiming by charging the gun button, and the game feels I hesitate to say clunky, maybe chunky is the right word. A lot of your attacks require your robot to actually switch or grab a weapon to actually start the attack. It's not instant. Your boosts and landing frames are existent and something you need to worry about. So it's a very grounded kind of mech battler game, and it's honestly super fun. I'm a big fan of the high speed action stuff. But surprisingly, I had a lot of fun playing through the early missions of this game when your mechs are probably at their slowest and weakest, and it was still an absolute blast. The chunkiness felt just right to make it feel like a good mech game with some weight to it, which I do think a lot of mech games really need to have to sell them. The game itself plays like what you would expect out of an action game. You've got your ranged weapon options, you've got your melees and melee combos, you've got aerial strikes, you've got dash attacks, you can switch weapons on some of the mechs, you can even, especially in Seed, you can switch some of your loadouts, so the 105 dagger can switch to the launcher, or the sword version, or the Isle? I should really watch this show so I can talk about it a little bit better. But you have a ton of different loadouts and weapon options and stuff like that that you get to mess around with during this game. The missions themselves are super duper fun. It throws a ton of enemies at you, not quite as much as Dynasty Warriors Gundam, but still enough that it kind of feels like you're really taking on a big squadron or a big army most of the time, which is really, really fun. And then you've got the ace pilots, which I think are where the game really shines. The game focuses a lot around enemy ace pilots being able to dodge their attacks, guard their attacks effectively, being able to chain knockdowns on them, because they are rather tough, especially if you do some of the optional ace pilots that show up on missions that are significantly harder than your standard key target in the mission. I also really enjoy the way the game does super moves. So you have a bar that fills up like a standard super meter would, and you can use it on either a super melee attack, a super gun attack, a super boost with an added super dash attack, or you can spend a ton of bars to enter a super mode, and you have options for what you can do for this, but my personal favorite is hyper mode. I just love do more damage. It's the best kind of super mode you can get. Put yourself in an install, and it's an absolute blast. blast. I love messing around with it. The meter is very generous as you build it up. And speaking of generous, the game also gives you more than a few redeploys, so you're not living on one life. Your mechs are surprisingly fragile in this game. You can get like 2-hit comboed pretty easily and be forced to redeploy, but all the missions I've played have had 4 or 6 redeploys that you can have. Another very interesting thing this game does is you always have a partner with you. You actually get to character create your partner's pilot, choose their mechs for them, choose their abilities, which is super cool. It reminds me of like the Gundam versus 2v2 style. You've always got a wingman, right? And you can even issue orders to them. You can make them go like melee focused, range focused, defense focused, or use their super moves, which is really, really cool. Just being like, oh, I need help, pop your big fuck off move. It's great. I really can't recommend this game enough for people who are kind of missing that era of the older Gundam games. This is a huge to have something like this remastered, and I would love to see even more of these remasters come. I mean, listen, Bandai, I don't know if I'm supposed to use this platform to wish list my things, but me and my audience would really love a remaster of Federation vs. Zeon or Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam. Like, please. It would be so good. It would be so good. Anyway, back to the game I'm actually talking about. I really can't recommend it enough. It is a huge throwback. It is a remaster, so it's missing a lot of like modern quality of life things, but even for a remaster of a game from 2012, I believe, the graphics look great. I think they did a great job. It's all in English. Now we've got English subtitles, which is great. As far as I know, it was like a Japanese-only release, so having this localized completely is really, really awesome. In all honesty, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. It's a super fun game. I've played only about an hour of it so far, but I plan to play a lot more. I want to show this off on stream. This is something I think my audience would really resonate with, like an old school Gundam action game. I mean, who doesn't love that, right? So check it out if you're interested. It's been a blast so far, and I cannot wait to play more. And hey, maybe this will finally get me to watch Seed. Who knows? Maybe.